Good morning, folks. This is Tri-County Weather Service at 7 a.m. Rise and shine. We're going to have a beautiful day today once again. We're still looking for some rain, and guess what? There is rain in the forecast, which is fantastic. Let's take a look right now at some the weather details that we are looking at. But first, before we do that, we are going to go into some weather news. We are once again tracking the tropics as Invest 98L continues to grow down in Georgia and track towards the Carolinas. This storm will once again move into the waters later tomorrow and potentially evolve into a bigger storm over the Carolinas and track northeast into the mid-Atlantic. From there, the system will likely track towards Cape Cod and the Bay of Fundy, but there is a potential that the track will track over the southern shores of Nova Scotia as we get into the weekend. Right now, the system has a 40% chance of developing in the next 5 days, but only a 10% chance of development in the next 48 hours due to its impact on land. An area of low pressure located inland over central Georgia does continue to produce a large area of showers and thunderstorms over portions of the southeastern U.S. Now, this system is expected to move generally northeastward toward the coast of the Carolinas and the mid-Atlantic states later this week, and some development of the system is possible late this week if it moves over the waters because of warmer water temperatures and low wind shear. Regardless of the development, we could see the low is forecast to produce locally heavy rainfall that could cause some flash flooding across portions of the southeastern United States before tracking over the mid-Atlantic during the next couple of days. The formation chance is under 10% over the next 48 hours, but medium chance at 40% over the next 5 days. Other than that, we are not watching any other tropics. Into the eastern Pacific, there is Tropical Storm Christina that is continuing to strengthen. Christina is forecast to strengthen well south of Mexico and become a Category 2 hurricane in the next couple of days. In other news, the burn restrictions do continue in Nova Scotia as dry conditions prevail. We are looking at restricted burning once again for much of the Tri-Counties and the South Shores, as well as parts of mainland Nova Scotia. Currently, as of today, July 7th, we don't want to think it's January now. In July 7th, Annapolis, Digby, Guysborough, Inverness, Queens, Shelburne, and Yarmouth are now in restricted burning, which means between the hours of 7 p.m. and 8 a.m. you can only burn. So if you're going to do some burning, you're going to have to do it after supper tonight. Otherwise, everyone can burn after this afternoon at 2 p.m. Now, all of the Tri-Counties is under the restricted burning, but for the South Shores, it's split. So in Queens County, you are restricted to burning till 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. This evening until 8 a.m. And for Lunenburg, you can burn after 2 p.m. this afternoon. So they're split in the South Shores. The Tri-Counties is very dry right now. Very little rain in June. We've only had 15 millimeters in the whole month of June. The normal is actually over 100 millimeters, so we were well above that. We were just bonus dry for the month of June. And we're going to see some rain coming in finally as we get into the next several days. And we'll take a look at that very shortly. Let's take a look now at the futurecast as we get into the weather forecasts. So as I was mentioning, rain is on the way. Thank you. Yes, the crowd's going to be real wild once they hear about the rain. We have rain coming in thanks all to a cold front that will be swinging in here for Wednesday into Thursday. And we're looking at some good rainfall amounts as well. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's take a look at the futurecast first, timing us out over the next 48 hours. We are under high pressure, as high pressure is in control. This is bringing beautiful sunny weather and nice sunshine for today, and some very mild temperatures along with some refreshing humidity. We will see that continue as we get into tonight. The high pressure remains in control. Then as we get into tomorrow, we'll start off with sunshine, increase the clouds Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, and then we'll see some drizzle and showers beginning late afternoon into tomorrow between 4 and 5 p.m. And then we'll see some heavier rainfall as we get into the evening and the overnight hours. And then we'll see heaviest rain from there. So a beautiful day today, beautiful half day tomorrow, and then the rain moves in half of tomorrow into part half of Thursday, because the rain will be in for the early hours and then move out as we get into Thursday afternoon. So that's good, a 12-hour event. In that 12-hour event, we are going to see some good rainfall amounts. Let's take a look at how much rain we can expect. As of now, many of the models are looking at 10 to 15 millimeters. However, the European model is saying we could see upwards of 20 millimeters in the Yarmouth area towards the Digby border as well. So between Yarmouth and Digby, that's where you're going to see the heaviest rain. So towards Weymouth, you could see upwards of 20 millimeters. Westport and Tiverton on Briar Island, you could see as well the potential for 20 millimeters. Other than that, the town of Digby looks to see around 10 to 15 millimeters. Much of the whole county will see upwards of 15 millimeters for sure, but it's that border of Digby and Yarmouth that will see the heaviest rain of 20 millimeters. There is potential we could see as high as 25 millimeters, which is 1 inch. And then as we get towards the southern shores, Shelburne, Queens, Lunenburg, we are looking at rainfall amounts much less compared to the tri-counties of Yarmouth and Digby. For example, West Pimlico, Clarks Harbour, Barrington, you will see upwards of 10 millimeters, possibly up to 15 millimeters for West Pimlico. I can't rule 50 millimeters out for that area, but if you're in Barrington or Clarks Harbour, you're only going to get upwards of 10 millimeters. And then lesser amounts as you head north, we're looking at up to maybe 5 to 10 millimeters for Shelburne and Lockport. And then even further north, you're going to see lesser amounts. Liverpool, Mill Village, much of Queens County, you're only going to see about 5 millimeters at most, maybe 10 millimeters further north inland. So the further east you go, the less rain you will get, and the further west you go towards Yarmouth and Digby, you will see the most rain, where you could see upwards of 1 inch, which is definitely needed. Because we are really dry, any amount of rain would really do, because it adds on to the deficit, because we badly do need that rain. Once again, a lot of the models are in a good agreement that we will see a good chunk of rainfall for the Yarmouth Digby area, and just maybe a few showers for the southern shores. Alright, let's take a look at your forecast right now. For today, we're looking at beautiful sunny skies, a few clouds possibly, a high of 24 degrees today with low humidity, cooler at the coast with the sea breeze, temperatures on the coast are around 15 to 20 degrees. As we take a look at Wednesday now, we're going to see some sunny skies, a few clouds in the afternoon, increasing clouds late afternoon into the evening hours, then a chance of rain or showers late afternoon or early evening, a high of 21 degrees, cooler on the coast, and we're seeing a low of 13 degrees for tonight into tomorrow morning. For Thursday, we're looking at some rain developing in the morning, possibly a risk of thunder showers, clearing in the afternoon towards noon hour. Temperatures rising to 26 degrees by the afternoon with humidex values into the mid-30s. We're going to see some high dew points and real tropical air on Thursday. and we're going to see a morning low of 16 degrees. And as we get into Friday, we're looking at more sunshine. Temperatures creeping up into the 30s, with temperatures on the coast into the 20s, and we'll see more rain from that tropical system on Saturday, and temperatures back into the mid and upper 20s once again, with high humidex values again into the low and mid 20s. So that is your forecast. Once again, beautiful rain is in the forecast, and we'll see some sunshine coming back for Thursday, so we're going to balance it all out. It is now time to take a look at traffic at this hour, where it is now 7:11 a.m. If you have a 7-Eleven, it's great to go to the 7-Eleven. They have great food there. Alright, time for traffic. We are looking at some foggy conditions on some highways this morning. So if you are driving on those highways, please be aware of some fog. The fog is thick this morning. We'll get to that in a little bit as we refresh the cameras here. Starting with Tuscan and Sluice Point, we have beautiful sunshine out there this morning. We are looking at a temperature right now of 14 degrees. We have very light winds from the north and a high humidity of 95%. So it's a little sticky out there, but other than that, it is a beautiful morning. As we take a look at Pubnico Highway 103 East, the fog has seemed to clear off a little bit. We are looking at dry roads and no traffic, a temperature of 11 degrees. Take a look right now as we get into Yarmouth Highway. We are still looking at those foggy conditions. The fog is still pretty thick in Yarmouth Highway 101 North right now. We have a temperature of 12 degrees. Once again, no traffic and some dry roads. However, the roads may be a little slick because of the fog. If you are heading out on Yarmouth Highway 101 North, please have your headlights on and take it slow out there because the fog is quite a bit thick. Taking a look now at Meteghan Highway 101 North, we are looking at some very thick fog out there as well, and a temperature of 11 degrees, no traffic. Take a look now at beautiful Bridgewater Highway 103 South. We are looking at this much of the morning. Beautiful skies out there. It's just beautiful. Blue skies, no traffic, lots of green grass, and dry roads, and a beautiful temperature now up to 10 degrees. That is your traffic. Coming up, we'll have the latest on the tropical system for the weekend. Alright, the local time right now is 7:15 a.m. It is now time to take a look at the latest on the tropical conditions right now. We are looking at the latest on Invest 98L, threat for the Atlantic coast here as we get into the weekend. Currently, right now, the maximum winds are at 20 knots right now. We have a minimum central pressure of 1,014 millibars. The radius of this storm is now 110 nautical miles, and the radius of the maximum winds are at 30 nautical miles. The storm right now is still over Georgia right now, moving towards the Carolinas, and it continues to be pretty well organized, and it's still holding on and gathering strength, and this will move into the Atlantic Ocean sometime in the next 2 to 3 days. So in the 48 to 72 hours is when we will see the system move over the Carolina coast. The question is, where will it go? Right now, it looks like the best track is that it's going to track over the Carolinas, then head northeast over Cape Cod, and then potentially over the Bay of Fundy or over Yarmouth or Digby County of South Shores. That is your weather forecast and traffic and weather news. When we come back, we'll have the latest on more weather.